making records and repping the city that I'm from. Been rocking stages and blessing the very few that come. So underrated, I started to think it's all in vain, but kept on pushing and making music to feed your brain. Got sick of putting out records to simply be ignored. They couldn't see I'm the greatest and about to take the throne. Come at me.
What's going on, folks? It's your main man, Mr. Council, back with another one, Saturday Motivation. You know how we do. Show Saturday, because Saturday is the day that's uniquely your own. Most people work a 9 to 5, so by the time they get to Saturday, they feel it's necessary to take their foot off the gas. For most artists, creators, and business minds, know that Saturday is the day to put your foot on the gas and handle your business. How we doing, guys? It's another beautiful Saturday. I just want to let you guys know, this summer, we keep saying it every time until it drops, but release a new project, Batman Chronicles Volume 2. I've been talking a lot about it on social media. I think I'm gonna start really, I want to say leaking some, some sneak peeks, but I really want to start to let the people know what I've been working on, because, people do a lot of lip service. They do a lot of talking about what they've been doing, but I want to be a person of action. I want to show you guys that I'm dead serious about this music. I'm dead serious about what I have going on in the future, and I'm just excited to release some of these new songs that I'm preparing to. And so please make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, share these videos, so we can begin to build subscribership. And that's really one thing that I really want to talk about today when the journey gets frustrating. I've been at this for a long time. I've told you guys, I've been doing music as long as I've been in education, for the better part of 20 years. And for 20 years, I've worked tirelessly trying to get myself into a different space to where my music and my art can be recognized. And when you're going throughout your journey, when you work at a certain level, you expect to see a certain amount of growth. And this week was a really frustrating week for me. This is going to be a really transparent video, because I don't like to pretend as if I don't have my weak moments. I don't like to pretend as if, even at this stage in my life, I don't have my days. And see, a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of people that get to a certain status, they just make it seem like they have everything worked out. And I never at least hear them discuss the down days that they have, when it gets frustrating, when it gets hard, when you don't really understand what to do or what direction to go in. They make it seem like everything is perfect, once you get to a certain place. And that's just the furthest thing from the truth for any of us. We all have our days, we all have our moments of weakness. And this week was definitely one of mine. I was so frustrated because I felt like I haven't been seeing the growth that I felt like I deserved. And first off, that's just a selfish thought. First off, it's a selfish thought. And it's a thought that, if I really take a step back and look, you have to understand that God is always in power. And see, when He takes you to a certain place, He's trying to build you. He's trying to make you stronger. He's trying to prepare you for what's coming ahead. And I felt like this entire week, I kept seeing things. And when I saw things, I felt like I see people who are never as consistent as I am, who never put out as much as I do, but they seem to get a lot of love. And I just didn't feel that. And so in doing that, I had to understand that I was putting myself in the middle of what God is trying to do through me. I was making it about me. I was making it about results that I felt like I deserved. And we have to, in honesty, we don't deserve anything. We don't deserve anything. We have to take what we want. And see, in me going through this frustrational period, is beginning to help mature and shape my attitude and how I need to be and how I need to move as a true artist. I'm incredible at what I do. I'm not just good, I'm incredible at what I do. And I've worked hard for a long time, and I know that God has something special for me. But what I have to understand is, at the same time, it's not about me. It's about what he's trying to do through me. And so I was listening to another content creator, and they hit me at the perfect moment. It's like I was on my way to the gym, and I needed to hear something. I needed some sort of inspiration. I needed something because I felt like I was just lost. And like everything that I've been working for and everything that I've been doing is just for nothing, because it's just never going to get recognized the way it's supposed to. And I just could not shake that feeling for whatever reason, even though I know better. Even though I know better, I could not find a way to shake that feeling. It consumed my soul. It made me so angry. And so I needed to hear something. And I heard a creator say that when God is trying to build you, it's almost like a bow and arrow. And when he pulls you back and continues to hold you back and continues to pull you back, even if you feel like you're working forward, but it feels like you're moving backwards, it's like he's pulling you back in that bow. And he's pulling you back and he's pulling you back. But what we don't understand is the further that he's pulling you back in the midst of your struggle, when he lets go, man, you have no idea how far he's going to take you. But what we have to understand is throughout that process, we have to get prepared. And truth be told, I am not fully prepared the way I should be. And I have more work to do, and that's exactly why God has me where I am. Because he's trying to take me to a level to where I will be considered undeniable. And I'm not there yet. I'm close. But I'm not there yet. And that's what I have to recognize, that I have more work to do. So instead of making it about me not getting the things I think I deserve, it needs to be more about what do you need to do to get better. Instead of focusing on the accolades and the love that other people are getting, you need to be focusing on what you need to do to get better. This is what God is telling me. He's trying to. And normally I don't ever focus on those things, but at some point, I'm human like everybody else. At some point, you're going to face some frustration. But in me going through that frustration, it helped me understand that I got more work to do. That I got to be better. That I got to be stronger. That I got to be faster. That I got to be wiser. I have to be all of these things to be able to handle what God has coming for me. And the thoughts of give up, I'm not going to say they don't cross my mind, but they never stick in my mind, ever. Because I'm not built to give up. See, when people say certain things never cross your mind, you can't control what just crosses your mind, but you can control what you allow to stay there. Anything could just cross your mind, if you want to be honest. But what you allow to stay is what's important. And the will of God has to be a mainstay in your mind if you plan on doing his work. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have your down days. It doesn't mean that at times you're not going to understand what he's doing to you. But what it does mean, at some point, you need to refocus and understand that he's always been there for you. He's always carried you through the tough times. And he's always taught you in the end why he did what he did. So if he continues to do these things, then all you need to do is continue to trust him. And so even if you get to that moment of frustration, you have to remind yourself, he's always been there. He's always carried me through my tough times. He's always had my back. So all I have to do is trust him. And so in this process, in this moment of frustration, I learned a lot about myself and what I'm lacking. I have a healthy understanding now that, yes, you've worked hard, but it's not hard enough, and you have more to do. And people around you may not understand that, and that's okay. They don't have to. But they will in the end, because he makes you understand in the end why he did what he did if you're open to it. And so what you cannot do is continue to make your gift about you. And even though I talk about that every week, I had a moment to where I fell into that. But I had to get into that moment to understand that I have more to do. I have another gear to go to. I have more inside of me than I've already brought out. And so it's not about what you want. It's not always about your plan. It's about his will and how he is going to use you. And so it's not as if I'm not trying to make a plan or even have one. But at the end of the day, when you make a plan, he laughs because it's not about you. It's about what he wants, because you could be thinking one thing and he knows another. And so you make a plan to do X, Y, Z, and then he brings you back to ABC because X, Y, Z doesn't align with his ABC. And so he checks you to help you understand that it ain't always about what you want. It ain't always about what you thinking about. It ain't always going to be about you. It's about what I want and what I'm going to do through you. And if you want to be open to that, get in line. And so I had to get in line. And so now I'm going to be more relentless in my attack. I'm going to be more disciplined in my approach. I'm going to be more selfless in my attitude. Because I had to understand that it ain't about me, and it ain't about the love that I receive. It's not about the likes and the views that I receive. It's about who he wants me to bless. So if it's going to be 50 people, then that's who I have to serve. And if I can't be happy serving 50, then I don't need to serve 5,000 or 10 million. If I can't be happy with what I'm blessed with. And that's what people don't understand. Because when you get things and you don't have a attitude of gratitude, it doesn't matter how big it is, it's never going to satisfy you. Okay, so I jump from 50 to 100, and then it stays at 100 for a while. And then I'm not happy with that. And then it goes from 100 to, say, 1,000. And then it sits at 1,000 for a while. But it's not getting bigger. And that's all I'm focused on. And I'm not focused on whether I'm getting better. I'm just focusing on if the numbers are getting bigger. We have to take an intrinsic approach to everything that we do. And that intrinsic approach has to begin with the will of your creator. Because you are directly connected to him. And so if I can motivate you today, it's not about you. When it gets frustrating, understand it's not about you. He's trying to remind you in some sort of way that you have more work to do. And that might be hard to face, especially if you're at a point where you're already tired. That means you have inventory to do. And what I mean by that is you have to detail how you're living your life. What things you have in your life that are not serving you. What things that you're doing in your life that's not making you better, that's keeping you connected to a downfall eventually. See, oftentimes he doesn't thrust you out there because you still connected to something. You still holding on to something you ain't supposed to be holding on to. You got to understand he's always thinking about you first. He's always trying to bless you, but we just don't see it because we so focused on how we think things should go. And so begin to take a step back from your ego and understand that it ain't about you. But while he's using you, you have to be the best version of you, or he can't really use you the way he needs to. And until you do, nothing will change. So if you keep doing the same thing and getting the same results, who's the fool? Not him, because he's trying to show you this don't work. It's like trying to put a key in the wrong lock. Like you could manipulate it, even if certain keys that fit inside, but they just don't work when you turn it. You know what I mean? So you might have snuck your key in that lock, but it's not turning, and it's never gonna turn, no matter how many times you jiggle it, because it's the wrong key. So if you move in a certain way that's keeping you at a certain level, I'm sorry, find a new lock, because that key's not gonna work. You understand what I'm saying? We're taking everything to another level this year. I'm telling you, people, God is working in me. He's working on me. He's working through me. And I just want to take the time to thank him. This is my way to thank him every week, by continuing to be consistent. And I want to thank anybody who's gotten to this point in the video. I appreciate you for listening. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Mr. Council, Better Man Chronicles Volume 2, Summer 2023, man. We going crazy. All right, that's my time, y'all. Peace to all my people in the struggle.